Hi, Cities. How are you doing? Welcome to Seminary. I hope you are great. So this Megyn Kelly's video is still going around where she's still criticizing Michelle Obama. But I am going to say she must really be obsessed because like for how long she has been going back and forth. All right. Now, I saw a video of a man who said that he has lived in sub-Saharan Africa. I don't even know where he lived, but heaven knows that most African women there who do not have the presence of white people used to straighten their hair and bombastic side eye. Where? Anyways, it's really unfair that some people also do not know their history, especially some black people. They are like, why is it that Michelle is obsessed with white people? Like, does it mean that you don't know your history or you don't know it's a thing that black hair is not professional anywhere, anytime, any day? Is that something new to you? Because at this point, I am like, whoa, I never knew that you don't know that black hair at some point. There are some places you go to, you are not professional. There are some places you go to, you are professional. Is it new to you that you are making it look like Michelle Obama is the one trying to create problem when the problem has always been there? Do I have to teach you about what you are supposed to know? No way. That is not happening. You guys are sometimes really crazy. Let's get into this video.
Everything is about poor boo fucking who Michelle Obama.
This feels is nasty. You nasty. You's a nasty woman.
Here she is again, more on the hair.
Don't tell a black woman how to wear her hair.
Wait, oh, so it's a black woman who you can't tell how to wear her hair. Can you tell the white women? How about the Asians?
This feels is nasty. You nasty. You's a nasty woman.
The Indian women. How about Indian women? They have very thick hair. A lot of times it's curly, it gets unruly. I'm sure they have to do the irons just like you, Michelle. Just like white women do too, by the way.
This feels is nasty. You nasty. You's a nasty woman.
I've burned my hair to the high heavens with those irons. Like, who is she fucking kidding? And especially when you get around the topic of race, it's nonstop.
This feels is nasty. You nasty. You's a nasty woman.
So this translucent, troglodytic, trick-ass snow roach, escapee from the Caucasus Mountains, by way of I'm mad because black don't crack and my neck looks like a chicken neck, is Megyn Kelly. Now, it's not bad enough that this pale-faced, hyperallergenic to the sun granddaughter of the Leatherface family from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre inbred family was trying to justify that Epstein's victims were 14 and 15 and not 8 and called that barely legal. But this bitch has been groveling to get back in Donald Trump's good graces ever since she fell out of them. And today, her target was Michelle Obama. Oh, let's get it. Because I made time today to drag this corpse-colored crypt keeper from Timu, wrinkled chicken neck having ass bitch.
Ever been a more racist first lady? She's a racist. That's what we've learned about Michelle Obama. It was a slow reveal. Like, we started to learn. First, we found out she doesn't like America. Then we found out on her show she doesn't like her husband. I mean, at all. Then we started to find out she's really obsessed with herself. She's somewhat narcissistic. And then we found out she's a racist. She really can't stand white people. Every problem in her life is as a result of some white person who she imagines is judging her. Like, we're actually spending time thinking about whether her hair is curly or straight. I have news for you, Michelle. On behalf of all whites, we have better things to do. So get over yourself.
Oh, you whites, it's white people, by the way, don't care about our hair? That's why we need a Crown Act to protect us from discrimination in the workplace and beyond about our hair? Yeah, Megyn, you call yourself a reporter. And as far as all of the other things you said about Barack Obama and Michelle Obama's relationship, well, according to Don Lemon, you need to worry about your own relationship.
By the way, Megyn, let me just say something. Deal with your own house and Tell your husband to stop looking at my husband across the room. It's weird. Okay?
Well, Megyn, I would roast you some more, but I think you need to run along and follow Don Lemon's advice before you be using your platform to talk about your husband and you getting a divorce because he was having an affair with another man. Seems like you have bigger fish to fry. You have the day you deserve.
Multi-mill Megyn really hopped on the Al Gore's internet with that great clips-ass haircut and Party City extensions to really try and say Michelle Obama was doing too much, highlighting how black women continually are policed, how our hair is looked upon as being less than or not as professional, as if the Crown Act does not exist, as if there is not actual legislation that has to protect black women from hair discrimination. Meanwhile, I've never seen you bitches be like, hey, we need representation. We need protection. Our eye tips are being threatened. Our balayage is being compromised. It's making it difficult for how I'm being perceived in westernized society and how I'm being looked upon in professional situations. And it's affecting my career development because people are looking at me and the way that my hair naturally comes out my head as being problematic and leveraging that as a way for why I can't be confident in corporate America. No, but what I do see is y'all turn that mouse brown hair into porn star platinum when it suits you. What I do watch is you all say, it's fall. Let's get our Julianne Moore going. We're going to be redheads. We're going to channel our inner Lucille Ball and get to skip through life, still being protected in your whiteness. But the second a black woman is like, hey, that's not our journey. We just don't have those rules. Mind you, we have to have rules to protect us. Here you come whining and crying and being like, well, no, what about us? What about all women? You don't give a fuck about all women. Exit polls let us know that. Your Karen behavior lets us know that. The fact that you all will lose your shit at the word no lets us know that.
It's fascinating that someone like Megyn Kelly can get up on TV and say what she said about black women and Michelle Obama and hair when all the evidence is out there to support, hence the passing of the Crown Act, that what she was saying is real. But what we don't need to do is to try to convince people that what is real, what they know to be real, but they want to continue to deny, is true. She can continue to say what she says. We know what our lived experience is when it comes to hair. We know that we wake up and have to decide, how do I dress to go to this interview? How do I wear my hair to go to this event? We will not continue to try to convince someone that millions of women lived experience is real because they're choosing to deny it for their comfort level. We don't have to engage in her denial of reality.
Want to know, well, what do braids mean? What does she mean? Look, y'all.
What does she mean? It's
that's what white folks are. It's like, what does that mean? What are you saying? We're saying nothing except I just don't want to have to do my hair every day. And I want to go swimming. I don't want to have to worry about it. Let me explain something to white people. Our hair comes out of our head naturally in a curly pattern. So when we're straightening it to follow your beauty standards, we are trapped by the straightness. That's why so many of us can't swim and we run away from the water. People won't go to the gym because we're trying to keep our hair straight for y'all.
Michelle, respectfully, no one cares. No white person is obsessing over your hair and what you do with it. This is the race divide that is currently existing. Mind you, this is the prior First Lady of the United States, dividing America based on race. No one cares. Stop blaming white people for all of your problems, okay? This victimhood that you're creating, it's mind-boggling, truly. If you want your hair straight, then so be it. If you don't blame white people for having straight hair. The reason that people can't swim, maybe that's because there weren't enough fathers in the home. I don't know. You're blaming a perm as the reason that black people don't go to the gym. No, maybe because it's laziness. This lack of accountability is just beyond me, truly. Just take responsibility. If you want straight hair, then have straight hair. You're a grown adult woman. But to sit here and say, dear white people, you're the reason for my problems, your hair? What are you talking about? You have time and money. You're on a book tour. If you want natural hair to go swimming and go to the gym, then wear your natural hair that the Lord gave you. But don't sit here and say, white people, stop asking us questions. Maybe people are asking questions because they're genuinely curious. Stop taking offense when someone asks a question and they don't know the answer. You're perpetuating the reason that a lot of white people don't even go up to black people and compliment them because they're going to get judged. I've never seen people more obsessed with race than liberals. White people don't even have naturally straight hair, all of them. Many of them have curly hair, many of them have wavy hair. And why only white people? There's Asian, there's Native American, there's so many other races. Why are you picking out white people? Stop creating this racial divide.
A lot of people want to know, well, what do braids mean? Let me explain something to white people. Our hair comes out of our head naturally in a curly pattern. So when we're straightening it to follow your beauty standards, we are trapped by the straightness. That's why so many of us can't swim and we run away from the water. People won't go to the gym because we're trying to keep our hair straight for y'all.
So she's saying this as she has her hair very straight. I wonder what white person she's trying to impress. I mean, at this point, I think black people don't have to impress white people any longer. And I bring this up not to criticize her. I understand that, like, what our hair look like has been criticized for a long time, right? But ultimately, even if someone is criticizing you and calling you ugly, there is a mental breakdown that can happen, right? If you don't believe that you are beautiful. Like, no matter how much someone criticizes, like, your children, you are 10 toes down fighting for them, right? So I think in the same way, like, you just have to find beauty in yourself. Like, you have to tell yourself that, because I'm sure a lot of us, I've struggled with this, just not loving what my hair looks like, wanting it to look like other things. I've worn wigs, I've worn braids, I've worn I've even shaved all my hair off several times. I've done a lot of things. I think the work is really, it comes from within. It's not like the pressure that other people are putting on us as black women. It's the pressure that we are putting on ourselves. How many times have you seen a woman with natural hair, maybe their sides are not laid, and hear black women talking about how horrible they look? We are our own worst critics as black women. Like, Michelle needs to throw off that wig. I don't know if it's a wig or if it's her own hair. Maybe it's her own hair. Whether if it's a wig or not, whatever. She needs to throw that thing off and wear her hair naturally. That comes from her natural head, like she said. Stop looking at white people or any other people for your beauty standards, because you are your own beauty standard. You look in the mirror and say, this is beautiful. I love what I look like. And if you don't believe that, convince yourself. Okay? Convince yourself, because the truth is, if you're not loving yourself, if you're not looking up and saying, wow, my mother looks beautiful, my sisters look great, my cousins, the women who look like me look good, then you're always going to be looking at other people. And you got to find the beauty within yourself, and not just physical either. I think that beauty is not only skin deep, it goes far beyond that, and it's from the very soul of a person. You have to look at yourself and know that you are beautiful.
Is under fire for comments she made regarding her own personal hair choices. She chose to make it all about race and blame Whitey. She said, "Let me explain something to white people." And then went on to say that the reason she and other black people straighten their hair is that they're trying to conform to your beauty standards. She says, "We are trapped by the straightness. We keep it straight for y'all." Now, this falls right into the victim consciousness that so many Americans are now seeing through and pushing back against. It's as if she's not reading the rooms. It's as if she has not kept up with the times. Americans have had enough of this. You don't blame white people for everything. You've made a certain choice, and the reason you're making that choice to straighten your hair is not to conform to our beauty standards, but society's beauty standards, because you consider it beautiful. Don't believe me? Well, I spent 2 years in sub-Saharan Africa, and many women there, especially those who could afford it, straightened their hair. They didn't do it for Whitey because there weren't enough white people around to try to impress. They did it because they found the look beautiful. And what Michelle Obama is suffering from is racial resentment. Race-based identity politics. And she can't bring herself to say that hair is beautiful. She has to say her natural hair is beautiful, and the only reason she's doing it is because Whitey forced her to. This is unbecoming of a first lady, especially one who said, when they go low, we go high. She is not at this point able to hold herself to her own lofty standards. In a separate interview, she said that we have not elected a female president because we're not ready to. That's right. The reason we didn't elect Kamala Harris is because we are a sexist nation. Now, let's put this in perspective. America is more advanced on women's rights and acceptance of women in positions of power than many other countries, some of whom have already elected female presidents, from Indonesia to Liberia to South Korea. And it's not, therefore, about whether we're ready to have a female president. It's about giving us the right candidate. And like so many people who are wedded to woke identity politics and have been devastated by the election defeat, they are unwilling to get their own house in order, unwilling to do the self-reflection that will be required to make the Democratic Party appealing again. It's much easier to blame sexists. It's much easier to blame white people for having to straighten your hair than it is to do the hard work. Michelle, it's now your turn to go high rather than low. Michelle.
On today's episode of White People Are Insufferable and Obsessed with Black People, we have white woman's reaction, including Megyn Kelly, to Michelle Obama making very real claims about the policing and politics behind black hair.
Let me explain something to white people.
Why are you always so obsessed with us? Girl, ain't nobody thinking about you. White people don't walk around all day long being like, oh, I wonder how we can take down black people today. Oh, I wonder how we can take down the people of color today.
Yes, white people absolutely are obsessed with black people. And yes, they do see how they can take down black people every day. That's why MAGA exists.
Bothers you. You know, Michelle, I feel like it really bothers you that women aren't focused on your fucking hair or the fact that it grows curly on your head. You do also realize that white people have curly hair too, right? Like, my hair is naturally very curly. Nobody cares. But it's like, you want us to care about stupid shit. If you want to live your life with curly hair, live your life with curly hair, girl. Your hair's straight right now. Why is your hair not curly? Why aren't you living up to the standards that you want to push out there? And also, quit pulling white people into it.
Policing of black hair refers to the demonstration and disproportionate discipline that black people face for wearing their natural hair, whether it's afros, braids, or locks, in professional and academic settings. This is rooted in Eurocentric beauty standards, which we are just now maybe getting out of.
So it's a black woman who can't tell how to wear her hair. Can you tell the white women? How about the Asians? The Indian women? How about Indian women? They all just like white women do too. By the way, I burned my hair to the high heavens with those irons. Like, who is she fucking kidding? Everything is about poor boo fucking who, Michelle Obama. Actually, when you get around the topic of race, it's nonstop.
No, you are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Practice has been occurring since we were slaves in this country. White people, in fact, care so much about how black people present themselves as a defiance against European standards. Whenever we found joy or bedazzled ourselves up in the way that we naturally would, there were laws put in place against it. The Tignon Law in Louisiana, for example, in 1786 was a law, literally a law written, stating that free black women could not wear their natural hair out because too many white women didn't like it because it was a distraction from the elaborate type of hairstyles that black hair could manage that white hair couldn't. So they made them wear headscarves. But you know what happened? Those headscarves became a statement of rebellion for black women, and as black people do, they made those headscarves so glamorous, so beautiful, so elaborate that white women started copying black people wearing the tignon on their head. Now, if white people did not care about black hair, if white people didn't care so much about black people, Why is there a such thing called the Crown Act that was introduced in 2019 with over 26 states now, over half the states in the nation have enacted the Crown Act to prevent discrimination?
This is all I got from this video, and I want to ask the man who said he lived in sub-Sahara Africa, which sub-Sahara Africa that you lived in, that you see them straightening their hair or straight whatever, whichever one he talked about. I know he's straightening their hair, right? See, it's like you are moving wild. You are really moving wild. But I will leave it out there. I have brought this video on Naya Smith, if I am not mistaken. And why is she still going further? Megyn Kelly. It looks like she has she's obsessed with Michelle Obama, because you can't be talking about somebody every day and you are not tired. For the people that are in the video saying that, if you don't want to do it the way you want, like you and I do not know that most black people straighten their hair just to fit what white people want their hair to be. Or you don't also know your history, or you want me to tell you about your history, how your hair is not professional, how your hair is not good enough, how black people worked so hard to make sure that their hair became a standard for themselves, even. That at some point, people also started doing Afro hair. They made it in wig. But still, when you wear your hair to an interview, it's a problem, because I have brought videos of so many people who lost a job they got because of their hair. That is too, people will look at you, it's not professional. And I have seen somebody tell a black man, I am going to help you if you cut your locks. And the young man cut his locks, his hair. It's just like telling a white person to cut his hair just to get a job. So if they are not telling a white man to cut his hair to get a job, why are they telling black people to cut their hair to get a job? How is that not problematic to you? Black people will, before they go for an interview, they have to straighten their hair to fit into what is going on, because if not, man, some people are gullible. Bye for now.